This is our new podcast, Control Alt Life. My name is Gabe Fernandez. This is just a podcast to talk about anything and everything. No politics. Today, I wanted to go over a few things that have to do with local businesses. You know, local businesses are the backbone of any community. They pretty much allow people to give back to the community. But what really gets me is that we are living in a time that people don't value what the local businesses are offering. Now, I don't care if you're an electrician, plumber, HVAC technician, or an audio video technician, or a landscaper, or a mechanic, or graphic tee design, whatever the case may be. Everything costs money. Time is money. Designing costs money. And I think we really need to get back to the understanding that what you put in is what you get out. I don't care if you're the consumer, and I don't care if you're the actual business that's providing the service. Whatever you put in, you get out. What blows my mind, though, is that everyone preaches support local business, but yet everyone is quick to jump online to buy that faucet, buy those light fixtures, buy that ceiling fan, buy that computer, buy those speakers or audio video equipment. And that money's gone. Your expectations need to also be lowered. And you need to be more realistic. I should understand that if anything were to go wrong, it's on me as the buyer. And maybe as long as that is understood, it will be okay. But a lot of people don't think so. I've had plenty of conversations with customers and they say, hey, what you installed doesn't work. Or why did you charge me so much to troubleshoot this item that I bought used? And I have to remind them, you told me to get it to work, or you provided it for me to install. Running your own business will do two things for a person. It'll get you to love people, and it will create a person that just wants to be less social. Let's put it that way. Again, I deal with this all the time. I had one customer. He says, hey, Gabe, hire me for 6 months so I can learn everything you do. That way I don't have to call you. I didn't know what to say to that. At first, I just brushed it off. But the more and more I think about it, it just goes to show that people do not see what it takes to do what we do. A lot of people say, well, it's just mounting a toilet. It's just putting in an outlet. You're just hooking up some speakers. You're just going to hook up a computer. And that may be true, but at the end of the day, it's a service that someone woke up one day and said, hey, I want to provide this service and make a living off of it. And if you call that company, you need to understand that you're calling a company that has an owner and employees that made a decision to say, hey, I want to do this for a living. I want to do this to pay the bills. Now, if you don't want to call that type of company, then yes, hire your handyman, hire your landscaper, hire your cousin or your brother or your tío or your tía or whoever the case may be. But understand that if you do hire the cheapest route and you end up realizing that it was a bad mistake, understand that there's going to be some extra expense when it comes to having to fix what was not done properly. People need to be more realistic. When I make a decision to do business with someone because they have done business with me or they plan to, I don't ask how much. What I do ask myself, though, is does it make sense to make this purchase? Do I need this product? If I do need the product, then I call up who I know and I say, hey, this is what I need. I know you'll be fair with me, make me the best deal possible, but just make sure you make money. And if they give me a price that seems to me not enough, I never say, that's it. No, I say, are you making money? Because the last thing that I want is a transaction to be made that is going to put them in harm's way. And again, that's why I hire employees, so that way I can have a business with boundaries. And I know those employees or my team or my partners will implement those boundaries. The whole meaning to Control Alt Life is when your computer is on the fritz, first thing to do is to press Control Alt Delete. It will stop it in its tracks and allow you to just refresh that computer. So I thought Control Alt Life will allow you to just stop in your tracks, take a breather, and talk about life. Just life, no politics. So support your local business, but only make that phone call if you're willing to support that local business. If you're looking for the cheapest price, start there first. If you're looking for the best quality, start there first. Do yourself a favor, make a budget. Create a budget for your project. I don't care if it's mowing your yard, remodeling your bathroom, upgrading your audio video, upgrading your security, upgrading your network system. I don't care what it is. Painting your house. Create yourself a budget. And if you're ready to pull the trigger on that project, start with your budget. If your budget is realistic, then contact the people at that level. I guarantee you, no matter what it is that you're trying to do, will go a lot smoother. But if you do reach out to that company and the price is a little steep, ask questions. Ask what options they provide. Ask if this is the only option. Ask if they offer financing. But understand, no matter what, whoever you're dealing with, whether it's the trunk slammer, weekend warrior, mom and pop shop, huge Fortune 500 company, everyone is there for the same reason. They want to make a living. They want to pay the bills. We have enough headaches in life. Let's not continue to add more headaches. Let's do better. Thank you again for joining me on Controlled Alt Life podcast, and we'll see you soon.